So yeah, if you go into shelters, it's got newly released criminals or heroin addicts, and they expect you to have children in there with these crackheads and heroin addicts and criminals, and just like a bunch of cots in a room. Or you get a room, a private room, but you have like a curfew and rules, and you have to wear a mask, and if you're in the know, then you just don't want to deal with it. So, you know, and I even had a judge tell me that she wouldn't go into the shelters because it was pretty ridiculous to expect that when you got to deal with drug addicts and dangerous criminals. So that's pretty interesting. And it's only 2022, so I can only imagine how hard it's going to be if we don't get shit together and try to figure something out. And the insurance company pays me finally. So we salvaged some of the things that were on the porch, some of my business stuff that were on the porch. An entertainment center, the glass completely busted, you know. Some of my my grow stuff and my pots from having everything in containers. My seed table is busticated like bad, and some of my watering cans. They think that I didn't have, you know, $20 watering cans. Well, there's one of them. The other one I got, I don't know. But yeah, they didn't think I had these tables or, you know, this growing stuff and watering stuff and, you know, stuff for my business. You know, investing it like $2,000 to $5,000 a year for the past 3 years. You know, trying to build an herb and vegetable farm. But, you know, there's the remainder of my stuff from that. So yeah, I've stayed in more hotels than I want. I've liked some of the seediest places where you watch drug dealers and prostitutes come up to, you know, go to their unrespected rooms, and the conditions, they're like disgusting. You got, you know, purple walls and crayon all over the shit. You got tiles coming out of the floor. You're surprised that the toilet and the tub works. And I didn't come from the best setting anyway, so it's really interesting to me. And then some of the hotels weren't so bad. Like the first hotel we went to after the vehicle crashed into the house was this nice hotel that had a pool and everything. And so just for my kids, because my kids, you know, we were woken up to this, and I just wanted some less stress for my kids. I got to put more wood in there, but just less stress for my kids, less, you know, just a little relaxation from the PTSD from having a vehicle crash into your house at 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday, you know. So and that wasn't too great because they didn't have good staff, and there was a whole convention there, and they all had their breakfast paid for, like, as a package, and I thought breakfast was free because when I booked it, said breakfast was included. So I go down there with my kid, and I get embarrassed by, you know, an attendant, and that was pretty bad. While like a bunch of business people are like standing around staring at us, you know, that's always great. So that was the first day. The second day they didn't have like dinner service, so we couldn't order dinner service. And the third day they didn't have pool because they didn't have pool staff. And the fourth day, no pool staff. And on the weekend, on like a Saturday, they had no hot water. Like there was a problem with the hot water. Like a hotel is supposed to have hot water, and you go through this traumatic experience, and then you have to deal with like the hotel not having hot water, and you're paying like top dollar prices for a hotel. And so they were like, oh, you know, we'll give you a complimentary breakfast. You know, after all of that, they'll give me a complimentary breakfast and then one night stay, you know, just as a little, oh, well, you paid top dollar for a bunch of shitty bullshit, shitty. So we're going to try to compensate you with the bare minimum. And it wasn't, it wasn't great. And then we had to go to another hotel, just because it was budget friendly. Come to find out, it was the seediest one, and with the most drug and prostitute traffic. And that, going from the other place to this, and Ubers were, pretty great until the last one, like the most recent one that, you pay them and then, you have a choice if you want to pay them a tip depending on their service. The last one, the guy was like, little tip, and he said it first to my friend who was riding, and then he said it to me, and I'm like, you're not supposed to ask for that. And he says, oh, well, I give you a ride. And this is like a 5-minute, 1.7 mile ride that I've actually walked several times to save money. And I was just dumbfounded that this guy was like, little tip. And you could tell he was a foreigner, and, he's got a suit on and shit. He's got a brand new vehicle he's driving around. Can't blame the guy for making money. But asking for extra money when this is like supposed to be cashless is kind of redundant. And then I was supposed to give him gratuity for less than a 2-mile ride. Was kind of insulting. And he kind of said it like first off too, which caught me off guard, and I just like ignored it like I didn't hear him. And I thought I didn't hear him right, and I heard him right, that he asked for a tip. And no one else had ever done that. Even like the bus ride, this guy had like water bottles and chargers and was talking about his work ethic. And like, I gave him the best rating you could ever possibly give somebody, because that dude is going places. But this guy, like, how crazy can you be to like do that against your job, and then like ask people who, you don't know their story, but you can see like where you're pulling up to. It's got a big hole in it. And you're asking me for a tip. Like, I've got a lot of problems, guy. I don't even have a vehicle. Like, another Jeep crashed into my house, and my other Jeep got crashed into a year before. So, handing you a couple more bucks off the books so you can make some extra dough doesn't sit well with me when, my family's going from hotel rooms to campgrounds to squatting and, living the hillbilly homestead life as best we can in the middle of the city, because no organization is choosing to help you. And when they do want to help you, they want to put you in a shelter and tell you what to do and make you wear a mask, and you have to abide by all of their rules, or they can't help you either. So, then they can call CPS on you and get the courts involved, and, you hire lawyers because lawyers are going to get paid, and judges are going to get paid, and everybody's going to get paid. So you're going to grease a bunch of hands. But here you're still trying to provide for your family, and you're still trying to make ends meet, and you're still trying to put food on the table with no electric and no gas, and a house that's unsuitable, and no vehicle and no money. It's like an endless shit show. Like, some people don't understand. And the woman who crashed into my house, she looked at me like I did something wrong to her. Like, what did I do wrong to you? I didn't wake you up out of bed. I didn't crash in your house. I didn't make your family homeless. I didn't put all of these things on you. And then the insurance company, those vultures, they don't care about anybody. They just care about themselves. And the bottom line, and since inflation's going up and the country's going to shit, they can make me wait and wait and wait because they got millions of dollars. Plus, there's also, a bunch of food processing factories that are going up into flames. So those high and mighty rich people need to get their money way before, a struggling family that, and a woman who could lose her kids. If I'm not spending every last dime trying to provide for my family the right way. And it just is never ending. But I'm still here. That's my awesome looking garden. And my kid's going to help me feed this fire and then feed my family. Because shit's going to get much worse. And if we don't get some checks from some places pretty soon, we're going to have to find different means, because we got enemies all over the place trying to stab us in the back and ask us for money when we have none, and just expect everything to just, oh well, you're just we're just supposed to figure things out, or we're supposed to go to the shelter with the heroin addicts and the crackheads and the new criminals and see, if any of them are interested in my kids, or so yeah, that's how things are going. So buckle up, folks, it gets a lot worse from here.